Hello, and welcome to this live stream. My name is Cuddy J. Mitchell, and I'm the host of this channel, Journey into the Soul, where I provide meditations, intuitive messages, and occasionally some yoga nidra. I actually decided I was just going to hop on and do this little collective reading. There's been some things on my mind and feeling really called to share a particular message with whoever comes across this video. Of course, always trust and know that if you find this video, there's a reason why you're here. And it was interesting. I'm my sister's coming into town, so I've moved out of my studio for the weekend so she can have that as a guest room. And I was kind of like contemplating where I wanted to do this video, and I don't know. I just felt called to do this live right now from this space, and so here I am. So welcome. Um, I'm going to share a little bit. We're going to do a really brief meditation, and then I'm going to pull some cards and do a collective reading. Um, Something that has been coming through really strongly for me this week, and just consistently, like every day for over a week, really, is this call, this collective call, not just for myself. Like, I know that this message is definitely there's something there for me, but I know it's for more people out there. Uh, and this is the message to give yourself time to rest. And this is more than just your, okay, I'm going to let myself sleep a little bit longer, or I'm going to take a nap, or like there's this deeper rest that's being called for right now. And that's this soul level rest. It's the letting yourself time away from, the noise of the world. So, maybe not taking the phone call, or maybe not, responding to the emails, or, giving yourself real downtime to go inward, or to really just be soft, to not need to take care of things, to not need to clean, to not need to um get everything in order, like that. It's not the time for that. And part of the reason this is that, especially if you're finding this video, I really believe that you've recently or are currently undergoing a massive transformation in your life, or a deep shift. This isn't just something that's visible, right? So nothing in your outside world may have appeared to even change, but cellularly and molecularly, something within you is shifting and changing. And you might feel this, and you might also feel other things. You might be feeling overwhelmed, or tired, or maybe withdrawn, or kind of maybe hot and cold. I'm also, I'm hearing like anxious, or like like lots of emotions. You might be feeling an array of emotions, and those are all signs and signals that your cellular biology, that your field is actually going through a really big shift, or has just gone through a big shift, or is on the cusp of going through a big shift. But there's a huge transformation that's taking place in your life. And in order to allow this transformation to really integrate, and for you to receive the greatest benefit from this transformation, you're being asked to rest, to give yourself that time to settle, to get as still as you can. And if you can't, if your mind feels really busy and the stillness just feels um, like you're grasping at it and it's not there, let yourself just be present with whatever is there, without needing it to change or be different, but really letting yourself just be present with where you are, right? The more present you can be, your body's going to naturally relax and surrender and rest in the moment, right? This is not the time to be, taking care of that laundry list of items that needs to be taken care of. And if there's a lot of things that are calling for your attention right now, and you're like, well, Khadija, I have all these things I have to do. What are you talking about? I can't do that. Then take that list of items and only do the most pressing, the most important, go through and see what can wait until later. Where can you carve out a little more time? What meeting can be moved to when you're feeling a little more energized, when you can feel that this transformation has really integrated? Because something in you is shifting, something in you is changing, something in you is evolving, and there might even be very physical like experiences that are going around you that you can track that say, okay, yeah, that's true. Like maybe you're moving, maybe you're going through a really big change in your personal life, maybe even changing jobs or careers. All of that is part of this deeper cellular shifting that's occurring. And again, even if there's nothing that's you can actually see physically, there's something internally that I'm certain you can feel on some level. Even if it's showing itself as exhaustion, if it's showing as itself as being maybe a little more temperamental or a little more on edge, even. And these are all calls from the body, from the nervous system to relax because there's something deeper going on that you actually have to make space for so that it can fully, truly integrate out into your life. So I just really felt called to bring that message forward. And this card was popping out. This is the soul agreement card. This is from my ancient stones deck with Rebecca Campbell. um, this card just popped out. This is something that you've agreed to for a long time. This is part of your soul mission, part of your plan and your life purpose. And this step that you're at, this stage that you're at, is something that you committed to before even coming into this earth. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, I can feel there's a lot of different things because it's a collective message. There's so many different ways this could be appearing in our world. I mean, our world could be falling apart right now, and that's just evidence that it's all part of this greater plan. Or it could just feel like maybe things are very stagnant and things aren't moving, and it's also part of this deeper plan where you have to go inward and rest, where you have to go into the void of course and allow things to be revealed for your next step. But it is part of that soul plan. It is part of your greater purpose. It is part of your own evolution and your own um, growth in this planet. So I was like kind of tuning in and feeling whether we would do a meditation, and I heard of, well, of course you're going to do a meditation. You're telling people they need to rest, so let's take a moment to do that and just rest with our hearts. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more cards just to kind of complete whatever is here for us today. So, if you're just joining, or again, wherever you're watching this from, whether live or watching the replay, my heart welcomes you. I appreciate each and every one of you here and each and every one of you on this channel. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing when we come into our hearts and when we start to really drop into love. It can make a huge difference in our own lives, and then through that out into the world and the lives around us. So I just want to invite us all to take a moment to go inward. And as we do this today, I want to invite you to really let your heart show you what you need. Let your heart whisper to you maybe that wisdom or the clarity that you're calling for. And we'll just see where we go. I don't imagine that the meditation will be too long, but um, let yourself just kind of take this moment. Of course, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, and allow yourself to be present with what you're doing. Or if you're doing anything else that requires your full attention, allow yourself to do that and come back to the meditation later. But otherwise, if you can, go ahead and find that comfortable place, seated or laying down, whatever feels right for you today. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes or just gently drop your gaze down so your eyes are slightly closed. And then gently begin deepening your breath. inviting each breath to be a little softer and a little slower than the way you normally breathe. And as you breathe, just take a moment to check in. Check in with your body and whatever sensations or feelings are present. Check in with your mind and whatever thoughts may be moving through. And notice your breath and see if you're actually allowing yourself to breathe a little deeper, to breathe a little slower. And with the next breath, gently begin shifting your awareness into your sacred heart space in the center of your chest, beginning to feel your breath flow through your heart, allowing yourself to begin tapping in to your heart. Maybe you can even connect with the gentle beating of your heart. And with each breath and beat of your heart, see if you can allow your body to relax. If you notice that there are spaces of resistance or tension in your body, let the breath move from your heart and flow into these places, helping to release you. Helping to soften the muscles and tendons in your body. Breathing deeply, breathing slowly. Feeling your body relax as you allow yourself to rest in your heart. To be present with your heart. And as you're present in this precious place, feel as the love of your heart begins emanating from within. With each deep breath, allow this love to move through you and flow all around you. Your heart knows what to do. All you need to is let go and receive the love of your heart. Allow yourself to be present with this love as you rest in your divine heart. Notice if your attention is being called in another direction, and continuously call it back to the breath, back to your heart. Feeling the love of this sacred place as it moves through you and flows all around you. And as you're present in this precious place, allow yourself to attune to the gentle whispers of wisdom that emanate from within your heart. Allow yourself to receive whatever messages of the heart are yours to receive. Knowing that love will only ever speak to you with kindness and compassion, and that your heart will always bring clarity through the lens of love. Allow yourself to relax more deeply into the wisdom of your heart and the love of who you truly are. And then with the next breath in, gently begin bringing your awareness back to the room or physical space that holds you, bringing with you the love of your heart and any wisdom you have gained. And when you're ready and when you feel called, gently open your eyes and return to this brand new moment in precious present time. Thank you for joining with me in that. I think it's such powerful work that we do when we connect with our hearts. I'm just pulling out a couple more cards to take us a little deeper into this message. There's this it's kind of a couple things that are coming through right now, and I'll share these cards too. Um, there's some resistance for someone out there. There's some really strong resistance right now that's kind of holding you back from really letting your heart guide your actions. And it might not be your own resistance. There's something about family or friends and maybe their ideas or their beliefs or their thoughts or opinions that are kind of influencing um, what you're doing right now. And there's this really like important message that you have to let your heart guide your steps. You have to let your heart lead your way. That there's resistance because um, not only because of the fact that there are other people that are bringing their thoughts in and their opinions, but there's also the resistance because you know it's not what you want to do. You know it's not where you want to head. It's not, you know, it's not your path. And so really being true to your heart as you're moving down this path. I mean, we started this message with this reminder that you are, or this message of you are shifting molecularly, cellularly, energetically. You're going through a transformation, and that means that you can no longer follow the path of somebody else, right? You can no longer live out somebody else's dream when your heart is calling you in a certain direction. And that's just, it's just so important that you listen to your heart. And one, this card is the healing stones. It's a reminder to be tender with yourself, to take care of yourself, to be gentle, and to nourish yourself. And so it really is this card of rest, like this reminder that it is time. It is time to give yourself permission to take a few days off, right? To do something different, to rest in a deeper way. And maybe this means that you are, you know, taking more time to meditate, or taking less time listening to, I know that you're here listening to this, but maybe there's you after you're afterwards you're turning it off and you're, taking time to just be in the stillness. Maybe it's going outside and being in nature and listening for the different sounds that you can hear, the birds or the insects or um, planes or whatever is around you, just listening to that with an openness, with more curiosity, with a willingness, and letting yourself to just receive that full experience of sound, um, of feeling the wind on your skin, of feeling the temperature, if it's warmer or colder, depending on where you are in the world. Really just letting yourself be present, right? Because again, as you're present where you are, your body, your cells, biology will naturally relax and rest. Our nervous system will calm down and rest. And I'm hearing this quote. I've been doing my best to embody it myself over the last, well, quite some time. I don't even know, last few years, but more so in the last, 6 months or so. Um, we have these different perspectives on what it means to be successful, and whatever yours is, is right for you. I'm not here to tell anyone what success is to them. But I see this quote that says, the true measure of success is a calm nervous system. And so maybe you can build that into your own understanding of what success is for you. And that maybe being calm and finding, I mean, not just being calm, because it's important to have that variety of emotion and experience, right? But that calm nervous system, where when we feel ourselves getting jarred or kind of off balance or out of harmony, or just kind of not where we want to be, that we can remember to call ourselves back, that we can call ourselves back into the heart, and to feel the heart, feel the beating of the heart. Slow the breath down. Let the nervous system regulate, right? Let ourselves come into that place of alignment where the cells and particles, where the fullness of our being can come into the natural state of rest. It's important that you're tender with yourself, right? That you notice if you know, where are you being too hard on yourself? Where can you go easier? Where can you bring a little softness into yourself? Where can you be more gentle with yourself? Can you catch yourself if you're like, oh, why did sometimes we do things and we immediately harp on ourselves. And can you just soften that? Can you just nourish with yourself with that? Right? Can you notice where you're not being kind or caring or considerate towards yourself? And can you step back and say, well, if this was my child or if this was my best friend, would I talk to them in that way? Right? And really just making sure that we're treating ourselves with that same level of kindness. Um, I just want to honor the comments that have come through in the chat. Thank you so much for everyone that's here. I appreciate your comments and your heart and your caring and your blessings and love and light. The meditation was a moment ago, but when I set this out and post this, you'll be able to revisit that meditation as well. Um, okay, so I just want to go on to the next card. This is interesting because this is pave your own way, right? It's about leadership, courage, forging your own path, and not following. And so that kind of goes back to what we were saying. Um, we were talking about how there's someone out there that's like feeling some resistance, or maybe multiple, right? That kind of, because there are certain family members or friends or even employers or people in your life that want you to go a certain direction, want you to follow a certain trajectory. And that's not what your heart is calling you to do. Your heart is actually maybe saying to go in the complete opposite direction, or to, throw all the directions to the wind and do something completely different, right? And that maybe even what you want to do is not necessarily accepted by some of those around you. I mean, I'm grateful that I grew up in a very open-minded family, and so I, do these meditations and these readings, and my family's, whether it's their thing or not, they don't necessarily look at me in any sort of way. But I definitely know plenty of people in my life that I've lost because what I do is uh, contrary to what they believe and how they view the world. But if I let that stop me from doing what I'm here to do, then I am building resistance between me and my soul purpose, right? Between me and what my heart really wants. And that resistance then breeds disorder in my nervous system, which then creates all those other things, right? So this is that reminder that it's really your path. You have to pave your own way. I mean, look at this beautiful woman. She's walking like through over all these stones up to the mountain where there's this like bright light at the top of the mountain. And that's not necessarily the most easy looking path. I mean, that there's like lots of rocks and stones and things in the way, but but she's hiking up her dress and she's going for it, right? She's like, I'm going, I'm doing it. It's my path. I've got to forge my own path. I've got to pave the way because this is what my heart wants me to do. And cellularly, you know that there's something you need to be doing, and it's the time. It really is. The I'm gonna go there. This is the fourth card that came out, but the road is clear, right? The time is now. You know what you need to do. Walk it your way. That's what this card says. You know what to do. Walk it your way. You know what to do. I like it's so interesting. Sometimes I catch myself go, "Oh, I don't know," and immediately I hear, like, my spirit guides, "No, yes, you do." And I'm like, "Okay, yes, I do. I need to," and, like, if I just actually be honest with myself, I do know what to do, even if it means I need to reach out for help, even if it means I need to ask somebody for guidance, even if, it means I need to take an extra beat to meditate and just calm myself and be still. I mean, I we do know what to do, but we say we don't know a lot of the time because we either don't wanna accept what we know or because we're resisting, but and those are basically, like, the same, but different. They come in different forms in different ways. We're resisting it, and a lot of the time that resistance creates confusion within us, and so we'll be like, "Oh," we'll feel pulled in multiple directions, and we'll be like, "I'm just so confused. I don't know what to do." But the clarity is actually snap down, like, right smack dab in the middle of that confusion. It's right there in the middle with the answer you already know, with the answer you don't wanna accept, and the one you're maybe pushing away because it goes against convention, or it goes against what you normally do, or it would change your whole life, or it's scary. I mean, you do know what to do. We always know what to do. And even when it comes to, like, the simple example, like what we wanna eat, sometimes we maybe don't know what you wanna eat, and you're like, "Oh, I don't know." But we do know what we wanna eat. Somewhere within us knows, right? And, my kids and I have this thing where it's like, we'll do eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and and do that, and if, whatever you land on, if immediately you don't want that, then you know it was the other thing. So it kinda helps you by process of elimination figure out what you want, right? Because sometimes there are like, just the comment in the chat, the ego can be difficult to push through, and sometimes that's true. The ego will feed us certain things that's actually, different than what we really need or what we really want. Okay, so the other card I pulled was Not Forgotten Messages from Spirit, Unbroken Connection, and I'm getting the pull to read that one from the book, so I'm gonna do that. Um, Once I could find it. Thank you, Keith. Okay, there it is. Okay, Messages from Spirit, Unbroken Connection. Stones are among the longest lasting minerals on this planet, so it's no wonder that for millennia we've used them to honor the memory of departed loved ones. From marking their burial place with a gravestone to placing pebbles as an act of remembrance, the grief that follows a death is like no other. We're hurtled into the truth that we, like all of life, are impermanent, and that our time here is but a breath in the lifespan of an ancient stone. When you receive this card, it could be a sign of your bond to a loved one who's passed, an unbroken connection that lasts beyond just this lifetime. Do you long to communicate with someone who's passed? This card is a sign that you can continue to do so now. Speak to them throughout your day and be open to receiving messages from them. They may be subtle, but if you stay open, you may be surprised. If there's a particular person you've been longing to connect with, receiving this card is a way of them acknowledging your request. If this is new to you, consider ways you can nurture your connection with them. Perhaps put some time aside to light a candle and commune and ask them to send you a sign, but be specific about what that sign will be. Be open to this connection growing over time. And then there's two questions, or there's a question and a quote. Is there a loved one who's passed that you long to connect with? And take this card as a sign of your love and connection to them. So, right as I started reading this quote, or sorry, this card, I heard very, very strongly like this almost like I was wrong. I'm sorry. It's okay. I see now. Right. And so I don't know who this is for, clearly, this collective message. But for someone out there, there's someone who has passed on and like very grandmother, mother energy, maybe an aunt, but very feminine, who just wants to let you know that it's okay. Whatever you're doing, your heart, whatever it's calling you toward, that they understand now. They see life so differently now, and that what you're doing is so important, and that they're sorry that they couldn't have seen that in this life when they were here with you, and they couldn't have guided you in the way that they wanted to guide you, or that you needed them to guide you. But they see now. They want you to know they understand. And this really is that reminder, we can always connect with our loved ones that are beyond the veil. We can always connect with our angels and our guides. It just has to do with our willingness to do so and our courage, really. Really, I think it's more than anything, it's courage, because sometimes we kind of, want to push away connecting with something when we can't see it. And we go, oh, we can make up all sorts of stories in our mind about what that means. But really, when, this life is fleeting, right? In this life, we are energy. We're just energy in motion. And we truly have that ability um to kind of, I'm thinking like shift timelines, yes, but like merge in and out of these different timelines, like butterflies flapping their wings, dragonflies when flapping their wings. Like, we have this ability to really move between dimensions and to commune with energies that are greater than what we see in this physical plane. And just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And also remembering with that, like, to guard our energy, right? So sometimes we can feel a little bit lower or a little bit sad and maybe down, and that energy might not be ours. It could be a neighbor's that's just kind of like coming into our space. And again, just because we can't see it in the room doesn't mean it's not there, but it's our responsibility to remember that we are energetic beings. We are more than these, bodies. We're more than the physical body and things that we see. We are so much more than that. And when we get still and we rest within ourselves, we can actually open ourselves up to that greater knowing, to the greater understanding, and we can connect in places that we maybe couldn't before. And so, really take this as an invitation to connect with those ancestors, with with your lineage, with your family line, because as we were discussing, there's like this resistance, right, for some of you that are like, oh, I want to head in this direction, but I feel like I can't, because, and for some of you that's actually because of someone who's passed, and maybe a worry of letting them down now that, and not wanting to go a certain direction because they didn't want you to do that when they were here. And there's this call to connect with them, because maybe they don't feel that way anymore. Maybe they don't see things that way anymore. Likely they don't. Once you go back into the expanded space of all that is, I think our perceptions and perspectives on life shift dramatically, right? And so there's so much that can be learned from that greater connection now. My dad, he passed away 17 years ago this September. And he was a very interesting character. I'm not going to get too far into it, but when he was around, he struggled with a lot of his own stuff, his own ego, a lot of his own trauma, and that came out in certain ways, a lot of the times anger. Um, And when he passed away, before he passed away, him and I had started to get really close and kind of rebuild our relationship. And but ever since he passed, I feel like he's been able to guide me more. That he's been, beyond the veil than he ever could when he was in this physical plane. And I receive messages from him a lot, and like signs and signals. You can ask for a sign, like that card said. Be specific though, like, "Hey, can you send me a yellow rose or, I was gonna say a blue butterfly, Can you send me, just something very specific," and then kind of be open to that, and then see what comes along with it, right? So maybe I mean, sometimes the universes and our guides and our family and ancestors are very literal, and they'll send us a yellow rose, and it'll be laying next to some sign that's like, "Open your heart," I mean, that really will happen. Um, so just kind of be open to the way that those messages come, and also ask and be specific for those signs. Um, let's see. Okay. I'm just gonna stick with this deck. I'm not really feeling called to pull from the other ones. And I'm gonna just do a couple more cards, and then we'll close out this reading. Um, this is all just so perfect, right? It's been like this call of forging your own path, recognizing that your like cellular energetic field imprint is shifting and transforming right now, and that it's really important to tend to the self, to give yourself time to rest, to go inward, and to really be honest with yourself about what your heart wants right now. What does your heart really, really want right now? What is that next step for you? And the next card is the edge. It's take a chance, do something different. You're standing on the edge right now of this great change in your life, and you're gonna keep moving forward. Like, there's nothing, like, I'm not hearing anything about, like, oh, if you don't do, it's not about any of that. Like, you're gonna head in this direction no matter what, because it's where your spirit is calling you. Like, our original card earlier was the soul plan. This is part of your soul plan and your purpose. But what really is gonna, kind of influence that journey is how much resistance you're placing on your own path. And so how much resistance are you carrying with you that you need to let go of, so it can just be easy and smooth? What are those limiting thoughts and beliefs about this path that you need to let go of, so you can just really receive the beauty that's yours to receive, right? You are on the edge. This is that time. It is that time. Like, everything is going to fall into place exactly as it's meant to, but you have to take a chance. Like, you have to kind of take that leap of faith and trust, right? And do something a little bit different, which I am hearing is that part of that rest. Some of you out there are uh, workaholics, right? Some of you really throw yourself into your work. I don't like the word workaholic, but um, like, really, really throwing yourself into that. Um, and that's actually distracting you from what your core purpose is. And, just seeing a comment in the chat, sometimes when we're like in a place where we don't have employment, or we don't have certain things, that's like the perfect place for us to be in, for us to really pursue those things our heart is calling us on. And whatever your heart is calling you, you're going to know what that is. You're going to know, because it's going to light you up. It's going to help you feel more alive. It's going to connect you with your heart, right? It's going to help you feel that love that you truly truly are, because it's connecting you with something you love. And I'm not saying that there's not going to be doubt or limiting beliefs, but that's kind of part of that resistance. Even old stories from people in our lives, our lineage, our, family, maybe things they said about what's possible, and what makes money, and what uh I don't know, whatever the stories are. I mean, there's so many. I'm just like, there's so many things we could have heard about what we're supposed to do in our lives. And it's kind of that time where you just have to let that go. You know what to do. Walk your path your own way. Forge, don't follow, right? You don't need to listen to any of that anymore. And your ancestors, those that have passed on, that maybe did tell you some of those stories, know that there's a different truth, that's actually not the way it works, that all of it is actually just energy, and that we are in a constant like communication with energy, right? Like we're constantly flowing with it. And so we get to choose what we're doing with that. But you got to take a chance. And really, right now, it's like take a chance on yourself, take a chance on your dream, take a chance on your own heart, right? And just do something different. Do something different. And even in the like the message of rest, do something different in the way that you rest. Okay. Um, like sleep is important. I'm hearing that, sleep is really important, but if sleep isn't quite doing it for you, like you're waking up exhausted, you're waking up overwhelmed and still tired after sleeping a full night, then you need to rest in a different way. And maybe that is going and sitting outside in nature. Maybe that is actually, for some of you, maybe that is just sitting with one of your best friends. Maybe you have a friend that you can just be with, and you both nourish each other. You don't, take away, but you nourish each other. And so you can rest in their presence and they can rest in yours. you know um Maybe it's watching a comedy or a funny movie to get you laughing again. I mean, like things that really are just going to nourish your soul and your spirit. And really listening to your body, intuitive eating, that's really important. I'm all about intuitive eating. I think that your body knows what you need. Your body knows what is going to fuel you for that day. And if you tune into your body, it'll tell you. And sometimes it is you need a little bit more salt, and sometimes it is a little less of this or a little more of that. And so just really tuning into your body and letting your body lead you to what you need. um yeah, these are all just like all these cards that are coming up. The time is now. It's fertile, right? Like it's time for something to be birthed um, into being. And if you think about a actual birth, and there's so much going on to create that life. I've got two kids of my own. They're older now, so it's been a long time since I went through that physically, but um, there's so much energy that needs to go into that creation of life, that the actual physical body gets very tired, and doesn't want to you don't really want to do a whole lot as a woman that's pregnant. I remember, even working, like there comes a point where you're just like tired and you just want to rest. And that's kind of similar to what's going on right now on an energetic level for you. Actually, some of you may be about to have a baby, and so congratulations on that. I'm hearing that. But there's so much energy that goes into this creation of this new life that you're building for yourself, and it's happening so energetically and so on that cellular level that you have to let yourself rest. You have to let yourself have that extra time to just relax and meditate and be still, so that that energy can really create that life, right? So it can really come into form as it's meant to. um let's see if there's anything else coming through for everyone. Yeah, the wisdom within, quiet the external noise, go into the temple, right? So find that still place, find your center, stay true to you, call it to you. Yeah, it's like all about that, going inward, taking that extra time, getting soft, really listening to the heart, letting that shift and that transformation happen, resting more, take a bubble bath if you like them. I mean, like give yourself what you need right now. I feel pretty complete on this message. I just picked up one card. I just felt called to it, so I'll mention it because it's important. Um, it's from the Gateway Oracle cards from Denise Linn, and this is just letting go. You just got to let go and let be and do it. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. Just let go. Just let go. Let go. It's already happening. The transformation is already happening. The shift has already occurred. How much resistance you place on you that you hold is actually just resistance on your path, right? So let go, surrender, allow yourself to be free in this new space of your being. I believe that's it. Okay. All right. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here, for coming to my channel, for listening to my meditations. If you liked this video, if it resonated with you, you can click the little like button. I always feel so strange saying that, but I also recognize how it does help the channel, and also share this with a friend or family member if you feel called to. I mean, I, you know, I really believe that there's something really important here, especially about coming back into the heart. And so helping to get this message out into the world of coming into the heart of, like the mission for love and bringing more love to the world. The world needs it now. I don't want to say more than ever because it's always needed it and we always need love. And so the world needs it. And the more that you can bring more love to the world, the more the world's going to help shift and change. So, anyway, I love each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful blessed rest of your day and weekend. And yeah, I just hope that you receive that rest. I hope that you feel that transformation taking place. I hope that you receive miracles and abundance in your life, and that this weekend, over the next few days, or whenever you're seeing this message, I hope that life gifts you with a miracle and a message that is so beautiful that it cannot be denied, that you just know that you're on your right path and that all is well, it's all taken care of, and that you are so divinely loved. So I hope that for you, wish that for you, and have a beautiful day. Until next time, lots of love.